Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I have a game where so many things went well, where I wasn't attacked really by aircraft, where I wasn't fighting the top dogs, and where I also played correctly and had just the best aim ever. Yes, if you didn't know what happened, I just AP'd a bot's crew to death with the first opening salvo and denied the enemy team the early lead with the ticket bleed. Today, as you can see, I am in a German light cruiser, and this is in fact the Nürnberg. I'm not quite sure if I have ever featured the Nürnberg really that well, because when it came out, it was a bit broken. A typical Gaijin thing, nobody does really the quality thing. But I don't really want to talk about any sort of really negative thing. I don't want to talk about the power creep, the compression, the map design, yada yada yada. Today, I'm just adapting to things, and I play a little bit filthy. Normally I try to go in and try to make the best out of my ship and try to do as much damage as I can. I cannot really camp, I cannot really stand back and let others fight for me. I want to bring the fight to the enemy. And so I do in this ship, but over a considerable distance, let's put it that way. This map is a map where I have to say it really depends on how you play it, because if you go straight into A, you are without any cover. You get shot up from various different directions, and that's it. Although, that said, that is what's supposedly be the cruiser area, I guess. I don't know. But here, I just kind of abort the journey into A. Common sense takes care of my actions, and I turn around. I swing the back turrets to the other side. You have to look to the other directions where the firing angles are actually there, not just switch over the center line of the ship like in World of Warships. I fire a tight spread of 3 torpedoes, and that is all the torpedoes on the side. Let's talk about this ship for a moment. It is definitely an upgrade over the Köln, because it has better overall firing angles for the back turrets. It has better front plating on the turret faces, which leads to less losses of your main battery firepower. And it has enhanced, especially mid-range AA, which is very helpful, including actually 2 40mm Bofors, 4 twin 37mm 37s, which are really great, and a lot of 20s. And also it has more ammunition for the main guns. You have 3 triple 15cm /60 SKC/25s. 1,350 rounds. And I have run through all of them in certain game modes without getting a single kill. That is how 5.0 games can be. Today I want to show you how nice naval forces can be if you know how to aim, how to lead, if there wouldn't be the battle rating compression. This is more or less a match without the big hitters, without the big 5.7s. There are 2 groups of 5.7s. The ones that are absolutely power creeping the rest, and then the fair 5.7s. But that was such a good salvo, and I just detonated this Omaha's ammo rack. Trust me, I try to do this every single time. I know the armor layout, etc. Usually it doesn't happen. And here the Krasny Kafkas is also nearly sinking. First salvo knocks out the front turrets. I still try to go for the frontal ammo rack and try to adapt to the speed, the lead, the aim especially, and I try my best here with armor piercing through the bow. I'm deeply convinced that this armor piercing can do it. Come on, we are doing damage, but we're not really killing all that much crew. For that, HE would be better, but we finally get the ammo rack shot. Doesn't really get displayed like this, but hello there. And I would love to pick this fight, but I think I need to move on, right? So what I want to show you is not just how nice it can be if you're not facing the ultra top dogs and just racking up helpless little light cruisers 2 battle rating steps lower than you. I think this is what this ship is supposedly to be. But I think that compared to the 5.0s and 5.3 cruisers, this ship is in the right place. It just doesn't deserve to fight Brooklyns, Kirovs, Chapayevs, and also the Helena and such ship like this, and Admiral Hippers. It doesn't really feel fair. You don't really do the damage. You don't have the DPM, you don't have the Alpha Strike, you don't have the penetration, you don't have the ammunition type, if you will. You don't have really the armor to soak up the incoming damage. So, you see, a lot of the 5.7s that are there in the game should be really at 6.7 in contrast to this ship. It's Gaijin's decision to implement those extremely hard hitters and then not fill up the tech trees previously. But once in a while you get a match like this. And this is again where I'm dragging my feet basically. I'm looking around. Where are the enemies? What are they doing? How can I support my team? And I let off this enemy cruiser and focus on the Emden, which is much closer and threatens my destroyer. I aim for the frontal ammo rack. I want to really kill him, and there is the reward for good aiming. There is the reward for good ammunition choice. I still had AP loaded because I couldn't really expect to take him down with the first volley. Or one of the earliest volleys. Now I switch back to AG for the destroyer. If you have a target that is not really carrying armor plating, switch to high explosive. It does more damage and it does more structural damage, and you still can blow up the ammo racks. Good first kill, and there was also this overlap with the Sumner where I got an assist on. And so we really supported our team there. Somebody just spawned, and my aim is just really good today. So it looks way too easy, but a lot of people are jealous at this, right? And so you could see I immediately switched to more to the left. And here is one very important thing. I see the 2 destroyers and they give broadside. There are 3 enemy ships. And I didn't want to target here the Emden. He's bow in. He can bring 3 guns to bear. But those destroyers are nice targets, but they're also very, very dangerous if they can bring their DPM into the game. They also can inflict damage with HE shells, with AP shells. And so when they show really nice broadside, I just cannot resist to take them down. The Emden is now turning in. I see it at the left-hand corner of the screen. But I still have to take down those destroyers. Finish your job. That's just the thing. And here I was tempted for a moment, but no, I have to take down this destroyer, and I am here leading according to my relative speed to the enemy destroyer, and also that I'm actually sailing away from him. If you look at the paper model in the bottom left corner, you can see that my aim is to the rear. And here I took down the Tashkent, which with its AP is dangerous. I switched to armor piercing, and now I am focusing here the Emden. But the thing is this, he is almost in cover, and one of my turrets actually gets knocked out. That was an armor piercing shell. I realize that this aircraft is a potential threat in capturing one of our zones, but I call them out for the rest of my team. I communicate with my team whenever it makes sense, whenever it is possible. And yeah, that hopefully doesn't allow this enemy plane to land. Near A, there are 2 of our units. Near B, there also should be 1 or 2 of our ships. And I couldn't really shoot here again the Emden, so I switched again to high explosive. I prioritized here repairing the guns. Now I can take care of the flooding. It wasn't that drastic, and we focus here on the destroyer, which is a target at hand. But I'm zooming out. I'm observing the right-hand corner of the screen if there is the Emden. There is nothing, and then I'm looking around. Where is the next target? Oh, it's quite a distance away, and I take a pot shot just to make anything. The ship has, as I said, more ammunition than the predecessor, and that feels positive. So you don't have stronger shells, you don't have more pen, but I have to say that this ship feels in this situation really, really nicely. And it's just with 5-second reload, a real advantage, right? To have this quick reload. It is really great. And that from 9 guns with good precision and high muzzle velocity. So I have to really say that this ship's buff of 2.5 seconds, a reduction of the reload by a third to the predecessor, also in conjunction with all the good points, enhanced AA, better turret face armor, more ammunition, it deserves the higher battle rating, but it doesn't deserve 5.7. It doesn't really deserve to fight the others. So here you can see me reversing, changing the angle of the ship, and I want to do this before the Emden comes around the corner. The A is opening up on the plane, but so far I have to say that it feels great to not get revenge killed by somebody with a Japanese torpedo plane or an American torpedo plane, where you have not really a chance to take them down before they drop their torpedo, and then you cannot really avoid with a cruiser. So here I see the gray marking, and I empty my barrels with HE. I aimed a little bit higher so that I hit the superstructure to knock out some of the gun emplacements, but I didn't really aim in front enough. Here I knock out the boilers, that reduces the maneuverability, the transmission and the engine room got hit, and so I now zero in on the magazines on the front of the ship. That's just how I do it. If you aim for the rear magazines, just do it as long as you keep stroking the enemy with AP till they are dead. And that's just what I did, and hello there, he angles in, so I adapt for it with the aim, switch to high explosive, and try my very best. We knock out one of the front guns, which is very important if you fight the Sumner. I always confuse the two destroyers, but yeah, if you knock one of the front turrets out, that's really nice. So I'm still in the background, right? But I still hope that I can support my team as good as I can. So that hit knocks out the complete frontal firepower of the Sumner. And now I'm focusing on the big destroyer in the background, the Z-32 Narvik-Zerstörer. It has 5.9-inch guns. They actually can deal with the high explosive shells more damage than the American destroyers. And we take out half the crew with the first salvo, and then we ammo rack detonate him with HE. I adapt for the aim for the USS, I always confuse it. Yeah, there we go, the Sumner. Not the Summers, the Sumner. And that's another kill, and hello there. I'm again leading for the front of the ship. Come on. That was a good salvo, 34% left. Aiming for the back of the ship. I always use the paper model to lead my next salvos into the target to not hit saturated areas, and we get another kill. I am working over the enemy forces. I don't care if they're a bot or a player. I want to win this bloody match. I want to have a good time once in a while as well. And with one cap advantage, we actually bring this match home. 15 kills. 15 kills and 2 epic awards and only 2 kill assists. This was one brutal game and I love it. Nearly 8,000 RP and nearly 58,000 silver lines, of which a quarter goes to the 2 epic awards, the Survivor and the Terror of the Ocean award. So they are not that easy to get, especially in a 5.0 cruiser. So I'm really, really proud to present you this ship and this match for once. Again, I will have a look at the HMS Hawkins in a full ship review soon. Don't worry. And I also will have a full discussion on the 5.7 cruiser mentality, the meta, and just the power creep and all the associated problems, I still think that ships can be awesome. And for matches like these, where I do more damage than the rest of my team combined, and where just the shells land where I want them to, that's just a refreshing and nice experience. I had fun. So give this a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, let me know in the comment section what you think about this match and the playstyle, and as usual, we'll see each other on the battlefields, in the skies, and on the waves of War Thunder.